You're watching South Asia Newsline and have the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 18th of March. India vote to start on April 19. PM Modi says confident of win. Taliban says it hit back at Pakistan military after airstrikes in Afghanistan killed 8. And activist highlights grave human rights situation in PoK and Gilgit-Baltistan at UNHRC. And now for all the details. India will elect a new parliament in 7 phases between April 19 and early June, the country's election commission said this past weekend, in what amounts to the world's largest election with nearly 1 billion eligible to vote. The last of the 7 phases of voting will be held on June 1 and votes counted on June 4, the poll body said in a statement. The election pits two-term strongman Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his allies against a bickering alliance of 24 opposition parties, with surveys suggesting a comfortable win for PM Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party. PM Modi, who has been in campaign mode for months, has been showcasing India's economic growth in his public speeches and has said his party would campaign on its track record of good governance and public service. He will be challenged by an alliance of some 24 opposition parties led by the main opposition Congress party called the Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance. The bloc is highlighting unemployment, rural distress, the need for more affirmative action for the so-called backward caste and the need to end religious polarization and hate in its pitch to defeat Modi's BJP. However, the alliance, which was formed last year, has been struggling to stay united and share seats amicably. Indian Navy seized a cargo vessel that has been hijacked by Somali pirates, freeing 17 crew members in a rescue operation this past weekend. In a statement, the Navy said it intercepted the bulk cargo vessel Ruin on Friday, which was hijacked in December 2023 and was under the control of the Somalian pirates. INS Kolkata undertook precisely measured actions while maintaining her position close to the pirate ship and also engaged in forceful negotiations, which resulted in the pirates surrendering, the statement read. In the action to safely rescue the crew members and take full control of the distressed vessel, the operation was supported by the Indian warship INS Subhadra, high-altitude long-endurance drones, PATI maritime patrol aircraft and Marcos commandos airdropped by C-17 aircraft, it added.
So while doing this, we came across this MV Ruin, which was being used as a pirate mothership. So we had deployed our ships. They had stopped the ship and then undertook operations and convinced them to surrender. So the pirates have surrendered. There were a crew of 17 personnel on board. 7 from Bulgaria, 1 from Angola and 9 from Myanmar. So they are all safe and the ship is now being sent back to its next port of call.
And Afghanistan on Monday conducted retaliatory strikes on Pakistan hours after Islamabad carried out 2 airstrikes on its territory which killed 8 people including 3 children in the border province. In a statement, Taliban's defense ministry said its forces targeted military centers of Pakistan along the border with heavy weapons. The forces are ready to respond to any aggressive actions and will defend their territorial integrity in any case, the statement added. The tit-for-tat action by Kabul comes as the neighboring countries trade blame over who is responsible for a recent spate of militant attacks in Pakistan. Pakistan says the attacks were launched from Afghan soil and Afghanistan's ruling Taliban deny this. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan does not allow anyone to compromise security by using Afghan territory, Zabiullah Mujahid, the spokesperson of the Taliban administration, said in a statement. Meanwhile, speaking at the UNHRC session, Kashmiri activists have highlighted the grave human rights situation in PoK and Gilgit-Baltistan, which he said are even depriving people of their fundamental rights. A report.
Highlighting the worsening human rights situation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, Chairman of United Kashmir People's National Party Sardar Shaukat Ali Kashmiri has said, while peaceful activists and members of civil society are being targeted by state agencies, extremist outfits are operating with impunity in the region. Speaking at the 55th session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Kashmiri said residents of the occupied region are being deprived of their fundamental rights, including civil, political, economic, social and cultural rights, as well as the right to development. He said there is widespread anti-government protests over various issues such as unemployment and load shedding, and adding that PoK and Gilgit-Baltistan's leadership have partnered with Islamabad to plunder resources, which has left the populace disillusioned. In recent years, the situation has deteriorated further, with a sharp increase in reports of human rights abuses, Kashmiri said.
Our organization is deeply concerned about the grave human rights violation in Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, where residents are deprived of their fundamental rights, including civil, political, economic, social and cultural rights, as well as the right to development. Peaceful activists and members of civil society are targeted by state and law enforcement agencies and extremist outfits with impunity.
There has been growing unrest in PoK and Gilgit-Baltistan in recent months, with people angry over issues like load shedding, unfair taxes and wheat crisis. But Islamabad has continued to ignore their plight. Activists have long alleged residents of the region have been at the receiving end of the discriminatory policies of Pakistan that has failed to provide even basic facilities to them.
And Nepal Police on Monday arrested former Speaker of Nepal's Parliament and Deputy Chairman of Maoist Centre, Krishna Bahadur Mahara, in connection with the gold smuggling case. The high-profile arrest was made after the probe commission investigating large-scale gold smuggling in the country pointed out at his involvement. The commission, in its report submitted to Home Ministry, has also accused Central Investigation Bureau of deliberately attempting to let Mahara go off the hooks of the investigators. Earlier on Friday, Nepal Police had also apprehended Dipesh Pun, son of former Vice President Nand Bahadur Pun, in the same case. He is alleged to have exploited his father's position to facilitate gold smuggling from China. Smearing the entire city of Mathura in colors of celebration, the 10-day-long Braj ki Holi began with a sweet-filled Laddoo Mar Holi on Sunday. Devotees made a beeline at Shiji temple in Barsana as they waited to receive the laddoos flung from the rooftop of the temple by priests. They then went on to throw laddoos at each other, symbolizing the playful teasing of Hindu Lord Krishna by the gopis. Celebrated at the onset of spring, Holi holds a mythological importance, that of the triumph of good over evil. Though Holi is a single-day festival elsewhere in India, it is almost a 10-day affair in Mathura. It takes a cue from Lord Krishna and Radha's life, and these celebrations at Mathura, Barsana, Vrindavan, Nandgaon and Gokul are dedicated to the Hindu god who spent his childhood in these regions.
I felt very heartwarming and blossoming. The people of Mathura and the surroundings of Barsana and Nandgaon, they welcome us from their bottom of the heart, and that was very auspicious. I feel very grateful to the peoples and to everyone in Mathura.
आज मैं सबसे पहली बार बरसाना आई हूँ और अब तक का मेरा अनुभव बहुत अच्छा रहा है और सबके साथ एंजॉय करने में बहुत मजा आ रहा है. मैं कोशिश करूँगी कि मैं और अच्छे से एंजॉय करूँ और अपने साथ बहुत अच्छी मेमोरीज लेकर जाऊँ.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow.